We are the restaurant brokers, and we sell restaurants.
We started the nation's largest restaurant brokerage firm over a decade ago.
Atlanta, Georgia was our starting point, but our brand is spreading nationwide. We define restaurant brokerage and help buyers just like these.
Our dream, our goal, open up a restaurant, loving life, serving people breakfast and lunch, and then enjoying the rest of the day with them and ourselves.
Buying an existing restaurant, leasing a closed restaurant space, or purchasing a restaurant franchise, we help buyers satisfy their appetite for acquisition.
I'm part of a husband and wife team with this fella.
Working with my wife has been a lot of fun. The ultimate goal for everybody here is to make this work. And because we have different strengths, we bring different angles to the deal.
The process begins with our powerhouse website, WeSellRestaurants.com, where buyers sign online confidentiality agreements and browse restaurants for sale.
Then we send buyers undercover to check out a restaurant and decide if it's the right one for them.
Buyers get our proprietary business analysis tool with all the financial details on the business for sale.
After studying the restaurant inside and out, it's back to our office.
We are deal makers. We write contracts and negotiate terms for buyers and sellers. That's why we sell more restaurants than any other firm in the nation. We are the restaurant brokers. Our name says it all. Okay, that sound means you're back on the air with Eric and Robin Gagnon, the restaurant brokers, and it is time for Restaurant Reality. That is the portion of the show where we give you the unbridled truth, an inside scoop on the restaurant business. So, Eric, it's interesting because today we have been talking to a MasterChef contestant, Christian Green, and what's intriguing to me is that Christian, I think unlike a lot of folks who get into the industry, he sounds pretty grounded in reality. He didn't come from a food background business. He wasn't a chef going in, and that's kind of the premise of MasterChef. They aren't chefs. They don't have restaurants going in. So that competition, he says it actually humbled him and brought him out on the other side with some ideas about how he could contribute to this industry and make a big difference. I thought it really was a very strong interview. What do you think?
It was, Robin. It is a show that I was looking forward to because a lot of people probably listen to the show or listening to only this show today about, hey, my wife cooks a mean burger, I cook a mean barbecue, and I'm thinking about opening a restaurant. And I think that was really, really clear today that this is a very big transition from, we've heard that from different people, but from becoming a good cook in your kitchen to move to where Christian is heading, in the direction where, you're going to have to do catering and everything. And even said it today, this was a hard transition for me to cook from my kitchen, create some things, self-taught myself to go and cook into a commercial production setting. So I think it's very interesting, and you have to approach it with respect, and it's like you said, it humbled him to make sure that you are going at this with your eyes open and be very cautious how you tread water at that point.
Yes, but let's don't lose sight of the fact that the reality of getting a spot on one of these shows has the potential to catapult you way, way beyond. So we've talked about that in the past, is that, is it enough to be able to handle the front of the house? No, because then you also have to be able to handle the back of the house. Is it enough to be able to handle that? Well, no. You have to layer in that you've got to be able to have that marketing component, now a social media component. And actually, are we now saying that you have to be able to cook with a camera on? It seems like it in this day and age, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was kind of listening to Christian, they were cooking live, real on television. There was no practice, no setting. He says, hey, you go there and you cook, and that's what you get. You have no second chance. That sounds a lot to me like a real restaurant. When you are in the restaurant, you make your order, they cook your food, they bring it to your table. There's really no second chance here. The judges are the customers in this case versus, the people that you see on television. But that's a very similar parallel, if you ask me.
Well, but it can be a huge breakthrough move for you because he's saying, okay, he wasn't a professional chef. He was just someone who cooked well. His fiance said, hey, give this a try. I think you'd be great. She got the photographs over. He auditions, and before he knows it, he's on TV for a season of this show, and the outcome is 5 years from now, well, okay, let's look at today. He's about to open a food truck. He's going to elevate Creole cuisine and serve that in his hometown, New Orleans. He's expanded his catering business. He's doing personal appearances. And 5 years from now, he says, I want to be in my 6th restaurant by then. And this guy sounds pretty determined. I think he might be able to do it.
Yeah, I like it. He thinks big, and you have to think big. If you want to be in the restaurant industry, you have to think big. Look at the big picture. I mean, he said he was born to cook. So Gordon Ramsay said the same thing. You were born to cook. You have to feel like you are that person. And that starts, within yourself. And that's a lot of people that want to buy and sell a restaurant. We talk to a lot of buyers and have a lot of questions, about, what is this guy? Why is he selling? Why is his lumber so low? What is wrong with this? What is wrong with that? Well, I think a lot of the answers to your success comes from within.
I think so, too. And when you speak to so many chefs, there's that one secret ingredient within everyone that we really have always got to acknowledge, and that's just that passion for the business. And whether it's what, Christian said, I was born to cook, or whether it's somebody else that says, I had to do it. I was naive, didn't know any better, but I did it because I had to succeed to feed myself and my family, or, they just bring this secondary skill to the table that just is a never give up. I can make this happen. I can make it work. And that's why they come to us and want to buy a restaurant. That's right. And I mean, you talk about execution a lot. I mean, you have to be able to execute. But in order to execute, you got to believe in yourself that you can do the job. If you believe you cannot if you think there's no way in the world I believe I can serve 100 people in 2 hours, then you've got to find a way within yourself to believe and give yourself the skills and practice and get it done and go out there. And to expand your business, I mean, it's very interesting. I mean, a lot of the things that you talk about networking, be yourself. I mean, be true to yourself. Go out and network. Well, that sounds a lot to me like networking. It's not only about that. It's also about sales and getting himself, into good contacts. You talk about his, lunch catering business for business community in New Orleans. I mean, that's a network that he's plugged in to help. And, he's not looking for investors. He's looking to do all this, on his own to grow his brand. That's phenomenal. It is phenomenal, and it really is about growing your brand. And unfortunately or fortunately, the day and age that we live in is that your restaurant becomes an extension of you as a person. The restaurant brand becomes an extension of you as a person, and so you end up with this kind of brand that's out there. So we have lots of folks. They love it. They want in the business. It's what they dream about every single day, and they call us up and they say, what is the next opportunity for me to get into this business and put my own stamp on something? And we have some listings that we should talk about, because if you are that person who says, yes, I love to cook, I was born to cook, I have a passion for this business, I've done my time, and now I want to get into the business, We Sell Restaurants has available listings that you can take advantage of today and start building out your personal brand. Right, Eric? We do, Robin. I mean, and this is after, one more thing that Christian said real quick, that a lot of our friends on the show, people have been listening to the show on a regular basis. He says, I work in a restaurant for a little bit. That gave me an eye on the inside and front and the back of the house. That was very helpful for me in my career. So do not forget that. Go out and work for free if you can't afford to go. Nights, weekends, if you have a full-time job, go get a taste of that and see what it feels like. And then come to Eric and Robin, WeSellRestaurants.com, and then talk about these restaurants. I mean, one of the things that I really like is the ultimate, all-American bar and grill. We have one in Colorado. That's a great opportunity. I mean, gross sales over $1 million. Think about it. They're already doing $1 million in sales. That's a lot of burgers and wings and cold beer and some cold beverages. And big enough to make some money on, because they're making about $90,000 a year, but still small enough for you to put your personal touch and your personal brand to the business. And that's what I really like about it. We've got another opportunity. This one's in St. Augustine, lovely area of Florida. It's it's on the eastern coast of Florida, and we have an opportunity for a bistro that's been open for only about 7 or 8 months. Somebody's already said, you know what, it's not my passion. I wasn't born to do this. I need to get out, but it's a fabulous opportunity. 1,200 square feet, seats 35, and then has a wonderful outdoor patio as well. So this particular one, it's on the market for about $250,000, and you can get going today. And by the way, you talk about being seen and being heard. There's over 30,000 customers per week that comes to that shopping center where the place is located. Well, and it's a tourist area. That's one thing when you start looking at different parts of the country, Colorado or somewhere in Florida. St. Augustine has 6.5 million visitors a year. I mean, you really can build yourself as a destination location for all of those visitors with part-time seasonal residents as well as the tourists that come Robin, to town. I think we have so much more. They're going to have to go to WeSellRestaurants.com and check out our listings. And, I think we're about out of time for this week. That's true, but if you want more information about this listing or any others that we may mention on the show, or we just have available in our inventory, visit WeSellRestaurants.com. We are the industry source and leading authority for information in the restaurant industry, and we have hundreds of online listings for you to peruse. You want to take a quicker look at what's going on? Just check our Twitter handle. We're at Sell Restaurants. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/WeSellRestaurants. This is Eric and Robin Gagnon, the Restaurant Brokers.